Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Ronco Johnson. It's Lifestyle Focus Friday. Thank you guys for joining us. Today, we've got a special show for you today. We're going to be talking about what makes businesses a success. What is the difference between having passion and creating your business success around your passion? Yeah, that's today's topic. We're going to get into it. And thank you for joining us. This is Lifestyle Focus Wealth. I'm your host, Ronco Johnson. Guess what? We'll talk about it more on the inside. I'll see you there. Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Ronco Johnson, your lifestyle focus advisor. Today, we're going to be talking about the passion, why passion is the secret sauce, the secret success that propels business owners and entrepreneurs to unstoppable success. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about how you can become unstoppable with just something as simple as what's in your mind and what are the secrets to success for those who have already written it down, put it on their flywheels, and have made it a success. And we're going to give you a couple of those secrets today. And hopefully you got your pens and pads, you ready? Sit back, relax, and unwind and get toasty. We got about 45 minutes of activity we're going to talk about. But before we get started, let's go ahead and do our welcome you into Lifestyle Focus Friday. This is When the Lights Go Out. Are you ready? Thank you for joining us. We'd like to talk about on this program what millionaires and billionaires do. Yes, we're focused on wealth-minded individuals just like you and how we can grow anywhere from food, travel, business, relationships, and much, much more. See, we understand where our target market is, and that's what we're going to be talking today. We're going to be talking today, this conversation has come from this good book here called Turning the Flywheel. And Jim Collins has actually wrote this book, and I would tell you to go out and get it, is Turning the Flywheel. What does that mean? We're going to get into that in just a moment. I can't wait to do it. So you can see I'm jumping into it, jumping ahead of ourselves. But first, I just want to remind you, before we get started, to like us. Go ahead, subscribe, and hit share. Click the notification bell. Yes, you guys that are always here, you know exactly what to do. And if you're new, just remember this. We are going to lay it out for you. If you have a comment that you want to make to us, put takeaways. If we say something interesting through the broadcast, in the comments, put the word takeaways. These are things that we know that you're taking away from our broadcast, and we like to know that you're listening. We like to know that this is something that will inspire you. This is something that you can use in your business, something you can use in your personal finance, something that can help you manage yourself a little bit better. That's a takeaway. Our goal here is to help you take away as many of the nuggets to help you be as successful as possible. That's why we're here, and we're here to share. So please remember, put the words takeaways in the messages. And here we go. We already got phone calls going and everything else. I don't know why after so much time, I haven't figured out, put your phone on vibrate. Put your phone on vibrate. Put your phone on vibrate. But I need to do that. So first of all, what inspired this conversation? What inspired this conversation? I see you guys popping in. Hey, Ms. Henderson, I see you over there. Milwaukee. Thank you for joining us. We missed you last week. I know to all my faithfuls, I do recognize who you are, and I do get to see you. So if you don't show up in the comments, I do know you're not there. But if you're being seen right now and I don't see your name in the comments, then it's not cool to not be recognized. You're just in the back of the room. Come on up here in the front. Be called on. Be recognized. That way we can talk about you. That way we can talk about you. Be part of the family. Don't be an outsider. Be on the inside. We want you on the inside. All right, so check this out. I was having a conversation over the weekend, and this past week, how was your week? I should ask you, how was your week? I was having a conversation. We need to introduce this concept of how it plays a crucial role in driving business um, upward so that you can have success. And I've been reading this book for some time. In my mastermind class, I have to be honest. This was something that came to me from a member of my mastermind, and without it, I would never have known about Jim Collins's idea of what a flywheel is. But if I can give you an idea, a flywheel is an instrument that we use in conversation. That, if you can imagine, maybe 6 or 7 concepts that make your business. It's when you really define what your business is or what you're passionate about, and then you surround it with activity that only supports elevation of that thought. I know that sounds like a word puzzle. It only supports elevation of that thought. And we're going to talk about how Fortune 500 companies have used it. Intel has used it, and several other companies out there have used it. It's writing down the goal planning that we write down on a continuous basis. But it's a little bit more than that. It's a little bit more than just writing down your goals. It's more than writing down your goals, because each one of those goals that you normally write down, they're kind of static. But in this situation, on a flywheel, each one of those goals, we dive deep into it. We really dive deep into it, and we start discussing what are the challenges that we face as entrepreneurs, and how to basically face and sustain these processes and these passions that we have to drive business there. Give an example. One of my passions is helping people. I love just speaking to people. I love just giving them the secret sauce to success. However, one of the common challenges in doing so is that the information that I'm giving usually is opposite of what we've learned and the behaviors that we have come to the table with. So what happens is we have to show up differently. We have to refine ourselves. We have to start using different language, and we have to be conscious of what we're putting out in the universe so that we can draw things back to us. Okay. So in a concept, this is kind of that way. At the very beginning of the year, we talked about putting your plan together and writing it down. Yes. How many of you wrote it down and you start planning? Okay. Well, in this case, for each one of these plans, we're going to narrow all those goals and all those plans down. If you're a business owner, especially if you're in the insurance business, it's been helpful. And, if you're part of my lifestyle focused wealth group, or you're one of our client call-ins or what have you, a lot of times I ask people to take a large idea with many, many ideas and concepts and goals. And what we want to do is we want to narrow it down to 6. And that's about 5 to 6 of the most important details that make your business spectacular. And then we want to focus on becoming from good to great. Whether it's a service, whether it is a product, how do we go from good to great? And that process is not by mistake. It's not by accident. You may hear of a lot of times, at least in our practice, I know what over 26 years didn't work and what has worked. And then when you get with your private coaching groups, one of the things that we talk about and we dive into this conversation is ways passions fuel innovation. Ways passion fuels innovation. And, what is the resilience around that? What is the creativity within a business that you can sit down and think with? And if you're the only one in the business, it's a challenge for you. It may be the time to start looking for outside help. Again, like I said, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. We don't want to be the smartest person in the room. We want to be around people that can honestly fuel our fire. People who have creative mindset. People who have dedicated their life to wanting to be and to give the absolute best service, information, guidance available. That's what you want to be around, from good to greatness. When I'm talking to people, a lot of times, especially when we're talking about advisors out there, to all you insurance advisors that may be listening, I'll make this for you too, because, a lot of times you get into this industry of offering financial services or services, and you lose sight of what's important to you. What makes you different than everybody else out there? And it is okay to be different. It's okay. Now, obviously, some of the things that make you different is what's going to make you stand out amongst the rest. But is that just good? How do we get that from good to great? How do we get that from good to great? So you can create a flywheel for almost anything you want. And all it's doing is all I'm asking you to do over time is to start shrinking down the things that don't work. Get it down to 4 or 5 items that work, and then start to piece it apart one at a time and elevate your thought. Elevate how to make that one item great. How do we make that one item great? And that's the difference when you're partnering up. I know some of you out there are wondering if you need a partner, or if you're thinking about partnering up with another advisor, or even thinking about joining our Lifestyle Focused Wealth team. What sets us apart? I can tell you, over the last 26 years, we have taken this flywheel concept and we understand what works for us and what doesn't. So if you're a new person or a new entrepreneur in business, instead of throwing it against the wall and trying to figure out what sticks, this is probably going to be helpful to you, because we can immediately save you the thing that we call the most valuable asset that you have. It's time. How can we do that? Well, we could tell you by sharing with you the focus points of what makes us great, what our passions are. And we can recruit to that. We can recruit clientele to that. We can recruit to advisors who have the same philosophy, ideas, who are motivated by the same. Heck, you can even have a partner in your life that you can use a flywheel to. Someone who enjoys sporting, fishing, traveling, food, and all the different conversations that may be out there. So it's not limited to just business. It's just a structure that I'm saying, be sure to ask the universe for more and more and more in more detail. And once you get it down, it becomes even more clear what you should be offering to the people that you're offering to, right? Boy, I can't wait to get into this concept. Am I making sense to you guys? If I am, give me a thumbs up today. And I see several of you are out there. And thank you guys. Hey, Sam, I see you. Leela, I see you there. Darling, good to see you. And I see the virtually savvy person over there. I know who that is. Thank you for checking in. So let's talk about some other things here. What is your success story? One of the things about the idea of creating your flywheel is, what is your story? What is your story? Your story is what makes you unique. And your business can thrive just because of your story, due to your unwavering passions of its founder. And I know for me, when the lights go out, are you ready? Let me share with you my story. My story was simple. As a college athlete getting ready to go into the pros playing basketball, I always thought about playing pro basketball, until the one day I ruptured my patellar tendon. I was 12 hours from amputation of my right knee down. It took me 4 years to learn to walk again. So when I talk about today, what is my lights out moment? That was it. I hadn't thought about anything else outside of playing basketball. But the fortunate thing is the "are you ready" part of it was the fact that I had 2 degrees. I had 2 degrees in radio and television broadcast, mass communications, and immediately I was able to put that to work. When the lights go out, are you ready? The story behind it was very simple. At 22, 23, 24 years old, I knew what it was like to be disabled, not get your first check, be sent home because you can't play, having to find a new opportunity for yourself, carve a new lane, because what I was doing no longer existed. That's where it started. But in years and years in radio and television and sales and all these different things, I began to realize sports is not the only thing people have a lights out moment about. We all have a lights out moment. If you're a parent and you've lost a child, that's a lights out moment. If you're an employee that has lost a job, you've had a lights out moment. If you've been married and in love and then someone's cheated on you or you've gone through a divorce, that's a lights out moment. But it doesn't stop there. How do we elevate that experience? Because all those experiences were not bad. There's some good from it. And that's what I had to learn, how to talk about the good, because all of us have poop that lands on our shoulder every once in a while. But how do you just brush that off and keep moving? That's what makes us separate and different. And that's where we can talk about our passions and how we are motivated to overcome those adversities. That's what we're doing. So part of my process today is when I hear something negative, sure, I'm human. I can be down at times, but it won't be very long. Instead of saying, hey, I'm having a bad day, don't say you have a bad day. The day is a long day. Maybe you're having a bad moment. Because 5 minutes later, if you won the lottery and won $5 million, it wouldn't be such a bad day, would it? It wouldn't be such a bad day. So why are we spending so much of our what? Most valuable time being down about things that don't matter. So look, put in your flywheel. I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about people who are not lazy. I sent out in our Facebook group, I just love Kobe Bryant because he was unapologetic about not wanting to be around lazy people. He simply said, if you're a lazy person, just do me a favor. I don't have nothing against you being lazy. Just go over there. You're making me more and more dumb, I think. I think that's what's happening. Well, I can appreciate someone being motivated to be at their highest level at all times. That may be on your will. You want to be surrounded by people who motivate you to think at a higher level, consciously think at a highest level, so that you're in repetition to doing it. And we start to think, the most successful business owners out there have a routine when they wake up. They wake up every morning, they drink their water, they go out and run, whatever the case may be, there's a routine. And that routine, they get better and better at it. They're dependable. They're dependable. And they're predictable. And what they've learned over and over is how to do whatever it is that they're passionate about better and better and better. And that one item that we put on our flywheel, it introduces the second item. And then there's a supporting item to it. And then the third item is supported by the second item because I've elevated it to a point, it pushes me to the next piece. Well, that flywheel is like spokes on a wheel. It's hard to get it started, but once you get it started, you can't see those spokes. And the goal is to get this conversation from out here to here, to get this motion from wide to shut to an applause faster all the time. Okay. And that's what makes the difference. The better you know your product, the better you understand your product, the better you can articulate what it is that you're doing, the faster you can compound. The one thing that I've learned about it, using the insurance products, and I know we talk about whole life insurance and all the wonderful things that we can do here, but I can just go back and talk to you. One of the secrets to any of the financial services out here is the secret to compounding interest. The secret to compounding interest. And if you really think about it, how many people in the population really understand how to compound their interest? The insurance industry knows how to do it better than anyone else. And all they're doing is taking that one mindset, how to compound, and maximizing it and elevating it over and over and over again. How do you continue to elevate it? Participate in it daily and get better and better and better at it. And then everything that we touch, we want to compound on that too. You know, so if you're a business major, you probably call that scaling your business to economies of scale, right? How do you scale your business? Well, understand your business, number one. Understand it to the point where you can articulate it. Don't spend time working on things that don't work. That's one of the biggest things that I can tell you. We don't want to spend time on things that don't work. So it serves as a driving force behind our business success, is whether or not you're a seasoned veteran that's been out here for 20, 25 years or brand new. Understanding the power of your passion is fueling your business. It's crucial. I love jazz. I love sports. I love entertainment. I understand those. I understand an athlete and why he's aching and why she's aching. And I understand when they're mentally got to go through some things. I can talk to that. I love entertainment. I understand what it's like to be behind the camera. And I understand what it's like to be judged by many, many people out here. But when the lights go out, you're a real person. And all you want to do is be loved by everybody like a real person. I understand that too. To you business owners, I understand how to be a business owner. You know, when you got an idea and you're creating it from the ground up, no one has more passion about what you're doing than you. 95% of the people that you absolutely love on this planet have told you 90 reasons why it won't work. But you believe in yourself. You got to continue to believe in yourself. You got to continue to believe in yourself. And then when you write it down, narrow all your ideas down to 5 things that really motivate you. I love helping people. There's a miseducation with people with finances today. I am inspired by saying that almost everybody that I talk to has some level of financial illiteracy. So I have an opportunity to share with them a different way of thinking that may impact their lives. Yeah. So my passion for helping people is not fleeting. It's a feeling. It's a feeling that you feel just by having a conversation with me. It's a powerful tool that fuels our innovation. It's resilience at its highest level. It's creativity within a business. In other words, it was the business of helping people that said, you know, let's create lifestyle-focused wealth. Let's create this broadcast so that we can help you in a more efficient manner. For those of you that are way across the country, for those of you who are not able to shake my hand in person, thanks to live streaming, thanks to the internet, thanks to sitting down and writing out what we're going to talk about, I can get and deliver this message to you. And hopefully that my passion comes through the camera onto your ears and to your eyes. And hopefully you're able to apply some of these concepts that will push you over the top. The key thing is once we get this flywheel rolling, we want to get it rolling to a point where it just continuously gets faster and faster and faster. It doesn't slow down. Why? Because we become the expert at what works. We don't need to focus on the things that don't work, but we're always looking for ways to elevate what we are already working on that is efficient. Boy, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. Am I making sense to you guys today? Am I making sense to you guys today? I tell you, I get so wild up about this. It is so very important that we understand not everybody is just out here guessing Guesswork is not good. We don't want to be out here guessing. And if you're a brand new entrepreneur starting a new career, it's probably best not for you to come in guessing. It's probably better for you to have a mentor that has some knowledge of what they do best, what they're passionate about. And then they can insert you into those passions. And then that you can receive what is being said to you, apply it, become just as passionate about it, and project it into the world. And the faster you're able to do that, the quicker you are believing in that, your success comes right behind it. And if that company's leadership and that company's will is already spinning, you can't help but to get caught up in the spin. And everything else is going. It's everything else is going. Hey, this is my, we're going to have this more conversation about the flywheel when we get back. But I want to show you some examples when I get back of how I've used it and compounded it in different areas, and share with you why you need to be a part of our Lifestyle Focused Wealth Club. Hey, join our Lifestyle Focused Wealth community. Membership's starting at $16 a month when you pay the annual subscription. So register online today at www.lifestylefocusedwealth.com. Hey there, I'm Ronco Johnson, your Lifestyle Focus Advisor. We're talking about how you turn your passions into business and how you can elevate that thought one piece at a time. And one of the things that we've been talking about is how have you been able to use the effects of compounded efficiency over and over again to the point where it looks so easy that even the people who are watching you can't see it. They have no even idea why is it working. But the truth behind it is your thoughts, your ideas came from somewhere. What is that success story? What is that story behind the business that's thrived? Thrive solely because you have an unwavering passion and you share the same passion as the founder of your business. Despite what you're facing, numerous challenges, naysayers, relentless drive gets you over and over and over again. The belief of their vision, it gets you propelled to the greatest heights out there available. What inspires you? What inspires you, right? I can tell you, at least in my case, I know that my goal is to be the hardest working person in the room. I can't stand when someone tells you, hey, slow down, you're going too fast. Well, you need to speed up. Or you don't have time. No, I don't have time for that. The most valuable thing on this planet that I have is time. So I can't waste it on things that don't make sense. Whether it be a person, whether it be activities. Look, it's got to be something that I got to do that I have to believe in, that you should believe in, that has an end result that makes sense, right? Let me look at some of the takeaways today. Let's see what we got. I see a few takeaways. Financial illiteracy has been with everyone, and that I've talked to recently. I hear you out there, advisor. I hear you out there. But you can't let that deter you just because the people you're talking to don't always understand. Well, we already know that if we look at our economy right now, most of us don't have any education about our finances. They're not teaching that in school. They're not teaching it that way. Even when you're seeing it on television, we're talking about having a linear approach to our finances, when everybody in the world knows that in the world of finances that we need all of these tools. I was sharing with one of our listeners here, and Sam, I'm going to pick on you. I know you're out there. I know you're listening. But we were talking about the market and how things in the market has been this past week. And I was sharing with him about a certain stock. Now, I am not giving a stock tip. I cannot give a stock tip, but there was a very specific stock out there that we talked about. And I shared with him how I got it. And I leveraged our life insurance policies. You know, our dividend participating whole life policies, the ones that you can take policy loans against, and then you buy something else with it. And what am I making sense here? Why am I bringing this into the conversation? It's because it's still part of the flywheel. It's still part of the business flywheel. It's the first entry point to all the successes that we talk about here in the Lifestyle Focused Wealth. It's the entry point because, one, you learn what compounded interest is. No one does it better than an insurance company. And then on top of that, we can now apply those habits to our flywheel to say, look, if it's working for that industry, what can we take from that and do on our own? Such as, hey, well, I could borrow against my cash value, and maybe I want to buy into NVIDIA. Well, guess what happens? While the money's sitting there, why would I use cash that's not earning a dividend? It makes more sense to borrow against my policy because it's continuously going to earn a dividend. Take that same dollar and invest it into a stock that I believed in, and I do. I still believe in it. And we've seen it grow from 800 to 1,100 in the last week. And I think we're even talking about a split, a 10-1 split in the next coming weeks. Did I compound the dollars? Am I still compounding? And if it continues to grow, take some of the earnings from that money and let's go buy some real estate. It continues to flow. It is the one item, the insurance piece, that goes left, 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 or that be that this way. It pushes to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And what happens is you get so good at the flywheel that you already know the predictable things that are going to happen. I can tell you from conversation with somebody to implementation with someone, how long it's going to take, who's a good client, who's a good prospect in your business, how well does that advisor or entrepreneur know their business, what is the predictable results, what is the predictable outcome, and then what are the successes that you're going to see over and over and over again. This is the things that make us special. This is what makes me different. These are the tools that we need in everybody's business. They're not all the same. We don't all come with the same tools. Did I help someone out there today? Am I helping you out there today? I know that I'm going pretty quick because I want to get all this information in, and I want to be able to talk to all of you guys today. And I want to encourage you guys to share your own experiences in business, your own passions. I want you to talk to us. Share it with your community. We are your community. It's not all one way. This is a two-way conversation, and we want a two-way relationship. Who wants to be in a relationship where you're being pulled or pushed? I want you side by side with us. I want you walking hand in hand with us. I want you growing with us. That's what Lifestyle Focused Wealth is all about. That's what this is all about. Too many times that we don't get the opportunity to really share with individuals about what our passions are. My passion is, before I leave this earth, to be a significant person, to make conversations and then decisions that impact the world, that impact your family, that impact my family. Even if they don't understand it today, 10 years later, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And hopefully I'm around to see it. That way I can talk a little trash, just a little bit. You know me. Anybody out there, they know that talking trash is what I like to do. So I will remind you, if you think this is something that's important to you and you want to share your success story, but you want to elevate where you are, it's time to sit down and do a one-on-one. We would love to do some coaching with you. It's time to start putting it down. Let's develop your flywheel. Let's see if these are grandiose ideas and get it down to a manageable and feasible and projectable process. And then start watching you apply it and see how much faster you start reaching your financial goals, your goals for your family, your wealth goals. That's what sets us apart. A lot of times we're always worried about what company it is and how many other people are there instead of worrying about the quality of the information that is being given to us. How much did you read? How much did you read? How much do you understand? These are the things, these are the absolute ideas that make your business flow. Okay? That's what makes our business flow. That's what makes it so different. I'm looking at our comments today. So if you got a comment, please go back down in the name of the book. The name of the book is Turning the Flywheel. How do you get your flywheel to turn? And it's a good book. I really enjoy it. It's one of my personal favorites. Jim Collins is there and is the author of the book. Who knows? Maybe I'll try to reach out to Mr. Collins and see if I can have him on the program, because it is an innovative idea. It's an innovative thought process. How do you get the ball rolling? How do you get the flywheel turning? And then once you get it to turn, never let it stop. Spin it faster and faster and faster. Become a better expert at it. Faster and faster and faster. And the people that interact with you, once that conversation starts, then what we want to do is start spinning their flywheel. What's important to you? Who do you want to be around? What do you want to be when you grow up? And start spinning their flywheel. And then what happens is everybody in your crew, everybody in your circle starts to speed up. And then the ones that didn't speed up, they do get left behind, because the flywheel is doing that. It's taking off. And it's going to take off without those who have no idea or have no aspirations or inspirations, or they're just not part of the process. They're not part of the process. So I want to encourage you to stick here. And for those of you that have been part of our lifestyle focused coaching, has been part of our client conversations, do me a favor, share the information. Come on down, start sharing the information. Start going on to the broadcast and talking about it. Share this information. You can join. It's $16 a month. You can join us. It's worth the time. It's worth the time. So again, I want to encourage you to share your experiences and your passions with your businesses in the comment section below. Please remember, hit subscribe. And I want to be able to inspire you more, so we can give you more inspiring content just like this. We need you to be a part of the plan, right? We want you to be a part of the process. That way, everybody in our wheelhouse is rolling. And that's what we want. We want everybody rolling. And when that happens, good things start to happen. Well, look here. That's almost our time today. If you've liked our content, if you thought this was a good topic, and it inspires you to get the momentum and how your passion fuels business success, if this has been good for you, do me a favor, leave it in the comments on our YouTube channel, and then share it with your friends. Tell us about it. We want to hear all the good news and continue to help it grow, because we need your help. We're growing and we're moving upward, and we want to get this flywheel going, and we want to keep going faster and faster and faster. And we want you to be a part of it. Thank you for joining us. This has been Lifestyle Focused Wealth. I am Ronco Johnson, your Lifestyle Focused Advisor. And guess what? I'm here every Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we look forward to seeing you at the top. So listen, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, stay blessed. See you later.